Eric Muadh, Muadh.com. Let's take a look at Jack in the Box, which is having a great week this week, up about 8 to 9%. And one of the reasons why it's moving well is because we can see here that on the weekly, it is moving its weekly RSI above 50. As you move above 50, you tend to have a big move. The last time we traded above 50 or below 50 was during this period here for a big down week. So now we are seeing the reversal, which is a strong week after the stock had been trading below 50 on its weekly time frame. In trying to understand why the stock is doing well this week, we have to go to the long-term monthly charts to understand what is taking place, in my opinion. And I'll show you two lines on the long-term monthly chart, all data. It's a simple line on the monthly RSI connecting RSI lows going back to 1995. As you can see, it connects nicely with the lows here, the lows here of late 08, and also coming and making contact with the lows of late 09, and again coming back and making contact here early part of 2016. So that's one reason on the monthly charts. There's another reason, and we have to go and find out where this huge move began. So this explosive move from the 20s all the way to the highs of 95, and we can see that the RSI did move above this range. So somewhere around here was a nice move in the RSI and a breakout in late 2011, early 2012. So we draw a line from there, and you can see that the market has bounced exactly on this green line, which I call the uniformity line. So those are the two reasons why the stock is reacting well this month, up about 10% for the month. Now, if you take a look at the weekly charts for now, and here I have a 5-year weekly chart, so 5 years of data on a weekly chart. And what you see is that after a nice week, I think the stock is coming to a spot on the weekly chart where it might struggle, and it's a simple line connecting the break point or the lows here and the lows here. What has happened since then is once we broke through that line, or the blue line, since we broke through that during this period here, we've never really traded above the break line. So I think the stock is coming back to backtest this blue line. If it fails around here, one can expect that the next potential swing trade is probably going to be to the downside for now. Also, if you take a look at the 2-year daily, we can see now that after a nice week, we are coming back to test the top side of the RSI line here. So here we are seeing it's coming back and making contact with the top side. That could be resistance unless the stock can break out above that line. This could become a trouble spot and one can expect a pullback. So that's one line to watch on the daily. And the other line to watch goes back to the highs. There was a break off the highs here. And so that break here brought the stock off the highs on a 2-year chart on the daily. So we can draw a line from there. And you can see that this has been a trouble spot for the stock, with resistance confirming short-term highs on the daily during this period. We touch a red line here for the highs there. And now we are coming back and we are touching that red line. So those two lines do offer resistance. So after a nice week, it looks like the weekly and the daily charts are suggesting that unless we can clear the resistance on the weekly and resistance on the daily RSI, the next potential swing trade for JACK is to the downside. That's how we study charts. We shall see how things go. Eric Muadh, Muadh.com. As always, good luck, peace, and blessings. EACS.